car, I got the sunlight, so I'm doing this is the best I can get right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to straighten it out here. Like maybe I can shift it like this. Who knows? Oh, that light is terrible. Um, okay. All right. Well, we'll go with that. It'll just look like I got a beacon, a miniature halo over my head here. Christopher,
Yeah, that's it. Like you're glowing today. You got the light on top of you.
yeah. So that's what we're working on the podcast and trying to improve the quality. So that's the next conversation I'm having with my assistant. I just
That's
gotta
the thing about podcasts. Podcasts are it can be it's about imperfection. It doesn't have to be perfect, man. I have two radio shows in my and it's never going to be. I try to get the
never.
lighting perfect, and it doesn't. There's going to be some things that for whatever reason.
Yeah, man, it's always something, man. But you just try to refine it over time. So we're having those conversations.
Yeah,
So, well, thank you for entertaining this conversation again. I we'll see what we can siphon out of this conversation here. So, first of all, how are you doing,
sure.
Chris? How's business?
Doing well. It's been a busy few months, but all good and looking forward to June, rest of June here.
Yeah. Um, give if you was a theme this moment in your life, what would you label this moment in your life?
In terms of a theme,
Yeah, if this was a chapter in your
I
book
would
right now.
say I would say right now that it would be about adaptability.
Adaptability.
What I mean by adaptability is that there are so many things happening at lightning speed with changes in the economy and technology, with people, and as a coach and a consultant, you have to be able to adapt, and it can't be this cookie cutter approach to everything. Even though you have a process that's very similar to who you work with, nonetheless, you still have to be able to adapt. So for me, that theme is adaptability, adapting on a daily basis.
What type of what do you think needs to be in place in our lives for us to have that type of ability to adapt to our environment? Like, is there a character set or a
Yeah.
discipline that allows us
Yeah, you have to
to?
have a foundation. Yep, you got to have a foundation of what I call with emotional intelligence. So you
Okay,
have to come into each and every day saying to yourself, what can I control? What can I not control? And it's always
okay,
simple. There are two major areas that you can't control each and every day. That's other people and situations. You can
yeah,
control a certain aspect of the situation, but you can't control a situation outright. You can't control outcomes. You can't control people. The only thing that you can control each and every day is you. So if you can come in and say, okay, if every day, if I'm leading from expectations, I'm always putting my energy into the control I can't control, other people and situations. Probably not a good idea if you want to achieve those results, because if you put your energy into what you can't control, you're not going to have that calmness, that clarity, that focus to do what you can control. So for me, I rather operate from intentions rather than expectations. And when I can do that, I can be more adaptable, meaning that I even though I may have an opinion, maybe I have a different perspective on what has to be done, but I'm not adamant about it, meaning that if somebody doesn't see it the same way and we have to find something that's somewhere in the middle, that's okay. Even though I may not agree 100% with it, I can adapt to what works best for whoever's involved or whatever the situation is. So for me, it's all about having a foundation each and every day. What can you control versus what you can't? And learning to think in a way that I can operate from my intentions toward the results rather than expectations towards the results. My intentions I can control, expectations I cannot.
I love that framework there. You talked about emotional intelligence. What do you think? I always talk about when I talk to my clients. I just got into using some of this framework the other day, with regards to social. The distinguishment between how I feel about something and how I leverage myself in my environment using my emotional and social intelligence. Um, Can you speak to what you think it take? What do you think when you talk about emotional intelligence? How does one leverage emotional intelligence? I know you've identified locus of control. You've identified operating with intention and not expectation. What else is there as it relates to someone leveraging their emotional intelligence? What is that? What's your framework for that?
So, so what you have to do is you have to focus on 5 areas that you can control each and every day. That is your communication to yourself and others. Communicating from my inner champion versus my inner critic each day. Now, if you're communicating from your inner critic, which 98% of the world does, then I have to be aware that even though I'm trying to communicate effectively to other people, it may come across to them as in a passive or an aggressive way. And
Okay.
often passive and aggressive styles of communication align with expectations, again, to the control you can't control. So passive communicators tend to over explain. They tend to
Okay.
say yes to everything. They take on more than they can chew.
Okay.
Aggressive communicators tend to be perfectionists. They have a hard time trusting that other people can do it to the level they can do it. But if they have to delegate things, they tend to micromanage. So you can see how those styles of communication are not effective. But if we can now be understand that if I'm now can learn to communicate more effectively to from my inner champion, I can
Mhm.
be assertive, meaning that no matter if I'm the sender and or the receiver of the communication, I can only control me, not another person. So if I'm the receiver, I have to ensure the communication is specific, clear, and concise, even as the sender. So when I write something, when I verbally say something, I have to be assertive, specific, clear, and concise, short, chunky, chunk statements. Ask a question to confirm that what they heard is relevant to what you were looking to get across. You're leaving no room for assumption and speculation. That's where expectations fall through the cracks. That would be an example of what I can control each and every day. I can control my behavior. Is my behavior in alignment with my communication? Is it, instead of being passive aggressive, it's assertive? I'm a recovering passive aggressive. I was a passive communicator because I
Mhm.
had a strong need for validation growing up. And because I didn't get it from my father, I went out of my way to please and enable people. I was an over explainer, but then I
Okay.
could be aggressive if for any reason I didn't live up to your expectation. I could lash back at you. So
Okay.
we have to make sure our behavior is assertive in alignment with our communication. Then you have to see every challenge, every obstacle, every setback is not happening to you. It's happening for you. So instead of
Mm.
pointing the finger and blaming other people or situations, see the challenge and the obstacle and the setback as an opportunity. See it happening for you. Because without a challenge, obstacle, or a setback, you can't find an opportunity in it. And without an opportunity, you can't create a solution. And without a solution, you can't generate new and better results. So if you're looking for new and better results, whatever that means to you, that has to happen through that process. It has to, a result comes from a solution comes from an opportunity, and an opportunity comes from disguised in a challenge. So challenges are
Mm.
good, problems are good.
I love that.
See it happening for you. And then now with my emotions, I have to learn how to respond to other people in situations beyond my control, not react. So if I'm angry, okay, but I'm not going to react from it. I'm going to pause. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to remove myself for 10 minutes. I may sleep on it before I respond versus react to that person or situation. And then
Mm.
finally, my action. I can control my action. I have to be very, I have to break down my goals by priorities. I have to rank them. Because if I don't rank and prioritize my goals, then it's a hit or miss. I'm going to be just throwing mud at a wall and see what sticks. And that's where expectations often fall through. To be more specific, clear, and concise with my goals, breaking them down, having, making sure there's a timeline on it, breaking them down to what I can control only, and then leaving, trusting the process of what I can't control will come into my control in time. But if I don't prioritize and rank accordingly, then I'm going to allow distractions to get in the way. So I'm not really valuing my time. I'm just managing distractions. So when I can focus on those 5 things: communication, behavior, attitude, emotions, and action with myself, and
Mhm.
then let go of the same 5 things in other people and situations, it changes your whole way of thinking to now think from intentions, to be it, to become it, to do things different and better, and then to have different and better results as part of those intentions. That is what you can adapt to do better.
You identify. Can you identify the 5 areas again? There's 5 areas of emotional intelligence. Identifying your locus of control from behavior, attitude, emotions, actions. I missed one of them.
So it's communication,
Communication.
behavior, emotion, yeah, attitude, emotions, and then actions.
Okay, I love it. I love it. And that's all under the framework of when you talk about emotional intelligence, you're identifying what you can control based off of those 5 areas. Correct.
Correct. And just to let
Okay.
you know, your mic is breaking up a little bit. I don't know if you hear that.
Yeah, it's breaking up. I'm not quite sure whether it's on my end or your end.
Yeah,
Um,
it might be the mic. I don't know. It just get crackling.
looks like it's fuddling up. Let me know. Can you it's doing the exact same thing on my end. This is why I love StreamYard. I'm giving negative reviews in this
Yeah,
publicly. Like,
yeah. It
geez,
looks like there's like an interference and there's crackling.
yeah, my bars are high on my end, so um I'm not quite sure where the disconnect is, and um I'm
Am
hope
am I
yeah,
crackling when I talk? When I talk, am I crackling? When you hear me,
yes,
is it crackling or
yeah,
no?
it is. Um so
Okay.
yeah, this sucks. Um I like what you were talking about. I I wanted if
Yeah.
we can find if we can create a clear signal, I want to make sure the audience knows who you are and what you do. Um, but let me see if we can get a clear signal. I'm not sure how we can do that.
Yeah. I don't know. I have bars too, and like. Okay. Let's see here. Am I crackling when I'm speaking?
Yeah. And I'm not sure whether it's the
When you
same
hear
on my
me
end.
speak?
It's
Yeah. Like
crackly when you
when you
talk.
speak, it crackles, and when I speak,
Yeah.
I don't hear the crackling.
You don't. Yeah, it's the same on my end. I can hear me just fine. But yours is crackling. So this is where my
Yeah.
use of StreamYard stops. No, this is a good problem to have. Um, now right. This is me seeing it as in my favor, right? Exactly what you're talking about. This is a great problem to have because I'm about
Yeah,
fed
I
up.
guess that's the deciding factor to go to Riverside. Yes.
Right, right. This is exactly where I veer over to Riverside here. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm not quite sure which person in the audience can hear clear, me or you at this point. But if whichever person you can hear, we're gonna stop the stream right now because there's just technical issues
Okay.
that
Yeah, we can
I'm
settle
thinking.
another time and continue.
Yeah, I love this. I think we should carry on. I think we should carry on where we stopped at right here, if you can hear me clearly. Um,
Yes,
so
absolutely.
yeah, this is good stuff here. And then next time, I want to make sure that the audience knows up front who you are, because I don't want to miss that in our conversation here. The opportunity for audience to know about who you are, what your credentials are, what you offer to the community. Um, so Christopher, let me let you loose on that in there. Let's reschedule, and then I'll do something with
Yeah,
this
yeah.
live post.
Send me the link to reschedule, and we'll put something. And I'll make sure that again I'll be in my office, and this way I can, hopefully I shouldn't have any issues there. If it's coming from my end, I don't know, but I do have bars here, so I don't
No,
know where it might be. I don't know.
it's not a big deal. We're also going to use a different platform, so we're going to use Riverside the next time. So this is a great problem. Like I said, this is a great problem to have. So now we adapt, right? We adapt to this, right? And we move
Yeah,
forward from this from adaptation. So it's good. It's good. I learned something. It reinforced something. Even in this meet between me and you, it reinforced that principle there. So that's good. All right. Chris, I'll let you loose on that in there. It's good talking with you temporarily. Sorry for the malfunction here.
absolutely.
Um,
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And
no
send me the
problem.
link to reschedule, and then I'll put some on the. I'll pick something that I know it works really well. I'll budget it out, and we'll be good.
Okay, sounds like a plan. All right, we'll talk to you. Bye now.